Hello everyone, and you're very welcome to this video. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, TikTok or YouTube, you may know that I go by a different name on these platforms. I go by the name Deku. Deku is the name of a character from an anime series called My Hero Academia, and is one of the many characters who I like to cosplay as if you follow me on TikTok. I also like to cosplay as the 13th Doctor, who, as you see, I'm cosplaying as today, and is one of my favourite characters to cosplay as. The reason I like to cosplay is because it is a form of acting, and I've always liked dressing up and being on stage. And in my late teens, I was in a few productions at high school and at college. But besides doing cosplay isn't my whole life, so it's not. I do have other interests, but I like making TikTok videos for my thousands of followers on that platform, because it gives them a wee bit of encouragement, and maybe if they're going through a difficult time at this period. I'm not here today to talk about cosplay, in case you're thinking, and TikTok. No, I have other interests, as I have said, apart from cosplay. And my other interests include drawing, making time-lapse videos of favourite children's characters, history, really modern day history like Germany and Russia, playing the flute, which I'm a grade 3 at. I am making this video because there's something on my mind and I really want to tell the world something. So I do something that I think that really needs for me to tell, and hopefully by doing this here, the world might have a better understanding of me and other people that have it. Okay. My name is James, and I have Aspergers, which is a form of autism and is part of the autistic spectrum disorder, ASD. A number of years ago, they did away with Aspergers, and now everything comes under ASD. But I think that we shouldn't just dump Aspergers completely, because Aspergers is a milder form of autism, and some may feel a wee bit nervous to say autism. Like, I prefer to say Aspergers. Autism has many different layers with extreme conditions. Autism it's a bit like an onion, so it is, with milder towards the centre, and then maybe high functioning Asperger's towards the outskirts. If you have ever seen the movie Shrek that came out in 2001, Shrek uses the example of an onion to explain to Donkey that ogres have layers. That is the same thing with children, teenagers, young adults and adults that have Asperger's and autism. There are many different layers to ASD. My experience growing up with having Asperger's is very good. My mum and dad were fantastic, and they looked after me and my sister very, very well, and always treated us very equally, and always encouraged us to use our talents. My sister came back cool when I was we were growing up. And for me, I was very shy growing up, very shy, and sometimes found it very hard to make new friends. And when I had to leave my local primary school in St Mary's Primary School, because I needed help with my maths and English, and go to St Columkille's Primary School in Downpatrick, I didn't want to go during that time, and I found it really challenging and didn't want to leave my friends at St Mary's. And I think that's where sometimes I dwell on the past. It really just hurts me, really. So it does, by trying to move on and do other things. My mum and dad says that I cry for 3 days. But looking back at my years in primary school, they were great. I didn't see much difference, and even when I was in St. Columkills, it was a good school, and my teachers were very nice to me. So they were, and even though I was in the unit at the time, it felt like a mainstream class, because my teachers they pushed us. My teachers were the pushers, and I didn't feel there was any difference between mainstream and the unit. It was only when I went to high school, which is post-secondary primary, and in my 5 years, and as I developed, I knew that something was different, and I wasn't really being taught as much or being pushed in the way that I would have liked to. My secondary school was Dalesow High School in Downpatrick. The actual school is fantastic, so it is, and my teachers and everyone were very, very nice to me, and always were good encouragement. But because I had an education statement of my Aspergers and dyslexic, I was kept in the lowest class, and as I said before, wasn't pushed in many subjects really. But the teachers I had were, as I said, were very nice, and they did their best with what they had. I think some in my class, like myself, were able, but because we have a diagnosis, we couldn't. It was only when I left Dalesow and attended the local college for a while, and after working for 7 years as a superstore in Downpatrick, that I went back to college, which is now called SERC, which stands for South Eastern Regional College, do my GCSEs and A levels. And it was then I really realised that I wasn't particularly taught, particularly in maths. And see, my tutors that taught me maths, they were fantastic. So they actually taught me proper maths, and now I can say that I understand algebra. In my 20s, I didn't just spend my time working and going to college. I did other activities outside education. I joined the Down Connor youth team, a group of young people who travel to Lourdes every year to help with the sick. I was involved with the Scouts for 5 years. I did Habitat for Humanity and was involved in Living Youth. These activities helped me as a person, and I'm really grateful for Living Youth, because even though I was over 25, they kept me on as a junior leader and then as a leader, and it gave me a lot of experience being a leader. And on one of the trips in particular, we were in Tassie. I must have been doing the right thing, because a wee 18-year-old girl just had a chat with me, and she said to me, that I think I'm gay, so I am. And for me, being 30, really, I actually thought, I must have been doing something right, really, because there were a few other ones who saw me as a role model, really. So I thought it was really good. So I felt I was doing something right. In 2019, after getting my GCSEs, 3 years, it took me 3 years to get my maths, I finally got a C. I got a place at Ulster University to study ICT. I was only there for one semester and took a leave of absence in January 2020 and changed to Belfast Met, where I did a HND level 5 in factual television, journalism and creative media production. I did manage, however, to get into Ulster to do a top-up year, but after talking with my mum and dad, I chose, we all thought it was better to defer for a year and just take a break from education, just working and just applying for any jobs I see that is related to the field that I'm interested in. But during my time at Ulster and Belfast Met, it was fantastic from both campuses, from both institutions. I made a nice group of friends, and some of the friends I made said that they had autism or Aspergers, and from attending uni and college, it gave me a wee bit of confidence, really, because we were in the like mainstream. We were doing stuff, and we weren't just in the unit, we're in a mainstream environment. So it gave me confidence to maybe to say it, really, sometimes, really, to them. We say like, I've got this, I've got that, really. And I just felt we were all treated like an equal, and then we were all in the same boat. But something unexpectedly happened when I was at uni. Something also very unexpectedly happened when I was at Ulster. Now, I wasn't planning on this here, even though I was maybe praying for it, really asking God to give me some opportunity. It was complete out of the blue. When I was at Ulster University, I met this girl, and she's fantastic. She really is very nice and sweet, and I just pray that the both of us aren't wasting each other's time seeing each other, because we've been going out for 3 years now. And we met at the chaplaincy at the Jordantown campus at Ulster. And before, when I was doing my youth ministry and Lourdes and Asa, I did try and ask a few girls out, but no girls showed any interest. And maybe I should show more interest in them, but nothing really happened. And a couple of friends who had boyfriends just saw me as a wee friend, so they did, and they just tagged me along, and nothing really happened. So on the first day of going up to see this girl, I thought I just thought I'm just repeating myself. But this girl I was seeing, it's very nice to me, and I just thought she was lonely and just wanted a friend, so she did. So I always thought God might have been calling me to the priesthood, but after having my chat with my PP, he says, well, like, maybe God's not calling you towards priesthood, maybe he's calling you to be a deacon later on. Maybe. However, from seeing this girl, as I said before, with my Aspergers, I had never said anything, never told any girl about my other Aspergers, even though I thought they might have knew already, because most girls are very, very smart these days. But I just said to her that I had Asperger's and dyslexia, and I never, and this girl just really understood, and she didn't see me as some sort of vulnerable adult. She actually said to me, "That's fine, James, but don't be worrying." It was very relaxing. So it was very, very relaxing and good. So we just pray that we're not wasting each other's time, because it's been really good these past few years. Yeah, and that's another thing. Yeah. And I always see if anyone watching this who has Asperger's and autism, who is into their faith and something, just keep praying and asking God to help you. Okay? And for watching, I really hope you've enjoyed this video about my life and my experiences living with Asperger's and autism. And I would just like to say this to anyone who's listening who has ASD, that don't be like I'm worrying, even though things may not be going your way. Just don't be like worrying, even though you may feel like an outcast, really, which sometimes I do feel like an outcast. But don't be worrying. You are very unique, and you're very and you're perfect just the way you are, and you are a great influence to your family, even though you might disagree with your family from time to time. Yeah, because the world is not black and white anymore, even though some people like to keep it black and white. But just remember that you are a gift and an inspiration to the world. So, as I said, as my friend said to me, just keep up your talents, keep doing what you're doing, and keep doing things that make you happy and make your family happy. Okay? So, good luck.
So, all I can really do is just sit here patiently and just tell you that everything's going to be okay, and that I'll always be here for you if you ever need anything. So just breathe a little. And just remember that you are going to be okay. And that maybe it's not tomorrow, but the future is going to get better. And I don't really know how to sort of finish off something like this. So, I'm not sure. Maybe just imagine me kissing your forehead goodnight. Good night, sweetie.